Hello. Today I'm talking about staying in hotels and just getting oriented to a hotel. So when I arrive to a hotel, I go and I check in. Pardon my cutting of vegetables along the way. I'm making prep for dinner tonight. I check it. I go in to check in. I talk to the person at the front desk, and I may ask for. Typically, I don't ask for a hotel room too far from the elevator. I don't want to be right next to the elevator. I might ask. Typically I'm fine with figuring it out from there. It doesn't need to be next to the elevator. So I will ask them some specific things. I will say, does the room key slide in? I'm taking my hand and moving it forward, like I'm sliding in, like pushing a ATM card into an ATM, or bank card into an ATM, and or does it slide down, and I'm taking my hand and kind of running it like I would run a hand like for a credit card, but straight down, or is it the tap? And I want to know, and they say, oh, it's the kind that where you slide it in, like push it in, or you slide down. And I would ask at that point, I'd be like, well, do you think you could take a piece of tape and put it on one of the corners that does not go in, and on that, so like if you're pushing in on the outside, so not with the black strip, and they're willing to do that. If they don't get it what I'm saying, I might even just fold the corner, bend the corner a little bit, or I might take it and scratch it on that side, on that corner, in that spot, so that I can feel it, or I might clip the corner. But I ask if they can put a piece of tape or something like that on that corner, and then I check it. After that, I'll ask them, I'm like, is there someone who could show me up, because if this is a bigger hotel, I want to know what's around, like an orient to like where the restaurant is, where the bar, where other things, is there a store, coffee shop, anything like that. So I will ask them to give me a little tour, basically, as we go up to the elevator, find the elevator. I track which side or the elevators on both sides of the hallway, because that means depending when you get out of the elevator, it might be facing, you might be, so which way direction, because I create a north, east, west, and south in the hotel. When I enter, I use like the front door as like south, and then figure out where the front desk is from there. So I'm kind of creating a mental map of that hotel and the layout, including where the restaurant is and the elevators and all that. So also when I go to the elevators, I want to know if it's going to be like, I'm going to cut up avocado for a little snack later. If it's going to be like both sides, then it changes things a little bit. And so I want to know that kind of thing. So when we go on the elevator, I check out the numbers and the orientation of the numbers and the braille or raised numbers, whatever it is. And so I get an idea of it. I then go, I go up to the room. I see where the room is. I check the numbering and the braille on the numbering, and make sure it's there and easy to read, and then I go from there. So I go into the room. I may ask. I use Be My Eyes or Ira. Ira's a pay service. Be My Eyes is free. Ira is definitely better, but you have to pay for it. So not everyone can pay for it. But I may ask the person where the thermostat is and about the controls on it. But otherwise, I'll use Be My Eyes or Ira to help figure that stuff out. The other things I say thank you. I tip them. I send them on their way. I go in. I'll use my phone to figure out. I'll scan the shampoo bottles, conditioner to figure out which one's which. I'll label them. I use like hair bands or rubber bands, or I put them in a certain place, or I open the top on one and leave the other, the way it is. Then I think my avocado is not ripe enough yet, but what else in the hotel? So then I definitely, make sure I know when I go out the elevator, you turn which direction. So I pay attention to that on the way in. And then I walk, know where the room is, and I can check the numbers. Typically the numbers are on the side with the door handle. Check that. One hotel has the door numbers on the handle, so the braille, so you have to feel the door handle to know what room you're in. It's kind of awkward because you're touching people's door handles, and if you're out late or up early, that's awkward. What else? Hotels, getting the layout of the room. I map it out, I search it, I go through the outskirts, I figure out where things are, outlets too. Plugging in your phone is important, your computer, whatever. I also go and I make sure I go down. If it's a big hotel, I go down and explore and check it out and make sure I learn more of it, like these big conference hotels. And it makes a difference the more you practice. So just some tips on navigating a hotel if you're new, and to the whole blind and low vision thing, or traveling independently. Have a great day.